Hey, what's happening, Pizzaholics? I'm over here at a place called Pier 76. One of the best pizzerias on Staten Island, so I heard. I'm going to tell you why, and I'm going to show you why. What do you say we go eat, guys? Let's go do this. Let's go eat. All right, folks, what do we got under the box? Wow. Is that a sexy looking pizza or what? Oh, that sauce looks so fresh. Very similar to Joe and Pat's. Hey, there's a reason why. Let's go eat first, folks, and I'll let you guys know why. What's good? Joe and Pat's, you may have heard of them. Same family, same affiliation. You know how much I love that pizza, guys. Let's give it a little crack and a little fold. Nice and pliable. Nice and pliable. Fresh, piping hot, right out of the oven. Nice. Look at that bottom, folks. Beautiful char.
Have a cigarette on you?
No, sorry.
I figured it is.
I don't smoke that. Sorry about that. Guys, look how saucy this pizza is. The sauce is bursting out of the seams. The pizza's as thin as Joe and Pat's. It just seems a little more topped, you know? Look at that. And you know, look how thin this crust is. All that cheese and sauce, and it's holding up. It's not flopping. The crust could handle the weight. And guys, that sauce just jumps right at you. Look how gorgeous that color is. You know, when the owner's in there making the pies, you're gonna get consistency. This is the way the pie should be made. This is a perfect bake. Perfect gas oven bake, in my opinion. Right, ladies and gentlemen, what do you say we move on into the lab, folks, and get a closer look at this phenom here, guys. This is what I call the freak. The Joe and Pat style pizza here, made famous by the Papagliato family in Staten Island. Thin, and yet doesn't feel like a cracker. Very pliable. Thin and still airy. Go check out my Joe and Pat's review, guys, by the way. I reviewed both of their... I did two of them, I believe. I did their Vodka pie and their Margherita. Very, very, very unique thin crust because it's unlike most bar pies when you fold them. You know, when you fold a bar pie, they crack like glass. They fall apart like glass. Look how pliable this crust is, guys. Look at that. I can officially call this one a bar pie because there's a bar inside of 76. So... yeah, in New York, we don't really go by that term. That's more of a Jersey thing or maybe a Boston thing or maybe a Connecticut thing. We don't really call them bar pies, but yeah, I mean, this is a thin bar pie. I had 3 slices, guys. I can easily have a couple of beers after eating those 3 slices. They're nice and thin, but pretty hearty pizza for a thin crust, folks. Look at all that cheese spread to the edge. They spread it to the edge. You know how much I love that. Look at that. Spread to the edge, folks. Cheese seeping over the edge of that thin, slightly charred cornicione. I think the bake is perfect, folks. Look at that leoparding. That is gorgeous. That is gorgeous. Little smokiness coming from it. It's not exactly coal oven char, but there's a nice smoky element coming from that char, guys. Sauce was a standout. Little tartness, sweet on the initial bite. Nice and savory, though, throughout the middle and back end of the throat. Good concentrated tomato tang coming from that sauce. So look how bright those tomatoes are. Pulpy, a little runny. Look at the seeds. Look at the tomato seeds, guys. There's tomato seeds. Look at that. That is fresh. That is fresh. Spread to the edge. Never a dry spot on this pie. Excellent cheese to sauce ratio. Sauce seems to be spiced with one of my favorite herbs. That is oregano, folks. So it's there. Would have liked a little more. You could always put it on yourself. Perfect, obviously, for the thickness of the crust. Never was the dough bogged down, or was the crust floppy, or weighed down by all that cheese and sauce. And there's a lot of it on there, guys. This is a very thin pizza, and look at all that sauce. Look at that. And look at all that cheese. So I'm really happy here, guys. This is an excellent pizza. I'd say that's some pretty damn good cheesy coverage right there. I don't know if there's any dusting of grated cheese on there. Maybe there is. It looks like maybe, I don't know. I didn't see him put any on there, but regardless, the cheese was salted perfectly. Just the right amount of saltiness on that beautifully white, bright mozzarella. Wonderful, clean dairy flavor on that cheese. Guys, this is the thinnest bread can be without being called a cracker. It still feels like bread and not a cracker.
All right, guys, it's about that time where the pizza gets cold and we give it another fold and find out if the crust remains crunchy long after cooling down. Still holding its shape. It's a hefty pizza for a thin crust, guys. Does it remain crunchy? Guys, very easy to discern. Joe and Pat's was always my favorite thin crust pizza. I'm not the biggest thin crust guy. I'm more of a brick oven guy. I'm not even a gas oven guy. I mean, there's exceptions to that rule, of course, but guys, this is a pizza you gotta come try. A lot of people ask me all the time, what's your favorite pizza on Staten Island? I'll always mention Joe and Pat's in the discussion, right? And a lot of people are in Manhattan, a lot of people ask me from Queens, other boroughs. They can't get to Joe and Pat's because it's not near any subway stations. Now you can experience a very similar pizza here at Pier 76, right off the ferry terminal, over here in St. George near Borough Hall. And you can experience this phenom, or what I like to call this freak of a pizza, this freak of nature. So hop on that ferry, guys. Come and get this. St. George, Staten Island. 9.1, folks. 9.1. Raise your volume if you have to. 9.1, guys. This is, in my opinion, just as good as the OG Joe and Pat's, guys. If anything, you may like it better because there's more cheese on this pie, I find. Sometimes you go to J&P's, it's lightly topped with sauce and cheese. Not the case here, guys. This thing is juicy. 9-1, guys. Put your shoes on. Grab your napkins. Come on down. I wasn't surprised today, guys. If you watch my Joe and Pat's review, you'll know how good I scored those pizzas. But be well, guys. Until next time, keep those bellies full. This is Antonio, signing off.